Good morning, friends. I hereby welcome you everyone in the new video in the series of latest news. Today we are going to cover few of the important stock whose news has been the highlight of the day, especially when we are talking about the Citibank buy call on the RBL and South Indian Bank, Goldman Sachs views on the Bandhan Bank, the batteries perspective in India, especially after the three session where Exide has shown 20% upside trend, and does the investment in FMCG make sense for the upcoming years? Let's get started with the video. But as always, before we start the video, I would like to humbly request everyone to subscribe our channel and turn the bell notification on for the future new and the latest information. So, starting with the very first information or the very first news that has been highlighted as one of the major or the highlight news of the today is the bulk deal the Citibank or the Citigroup has made on the RBL Bank and the South Indian Bank. So, from the perspective, if you have seen the major shareholders in these two companies, the capital Mauritius has sold their equivalent stake of 1.1% in RBL and around 1.76 crore worth of 0.68% of shares in South Indian Bank, and both the deal has been acquired or bought by the Citibank. So, in this perspective, if you look from the future perspective, I think this shows a positive prospect for these two bank as the Citibank as the Citigroup has bought this. If you look at the previous trend, whenever a shareholder share is portion of the holdings to another promoter or to the another investment group, it does shows that the new investors has shown a positive outlook for the future prospect in these companies, and in the next 6 to 8 months the growth or the upside trend has been shown visibly. So I think this can be a good call for investment or the short term trade, but you have it's since I'm not associated with any of the institute or I'm not SEBI registered, so all this information I'm providing with the mindset that this will help you to make the decision when you do your own diligence before making any investment call. Going with the second news of the day is the era or the talk about the batteries perspective in India. So, I've as previously mentioned, if you have seen our video, the very first video that we have uploaded yesterday, we talk about the government perspective towards the EV sector and the growth that has been visible for the automobiles in terms of the sale growth in Tata groups or BMW or Tata Jaguar or Kia Motors or Hyundai or Maruti Suzuki that has been visible in their balance sheet, which shows a tremendous potential in the EV sector. And EV sector is something that is driven based on the batteries or electricity, and and hence the batteries become the baseline for this sector to boom in the upcoming years. So batteries become a very crucial, and for this Exide, I think, and Amara Raja has been constantly invested heavily to make their to grow their home ground batteries within India. And in the same perspective, the last three session Exide has shown 20% upside trend, whereas Amartya Raja has shown the 9% upside trend, especially after the news of collaboration between the major South Indian auto majors like Hyundai Motor Company and Kia Motors shown the partnership for the homegrown battery, that is your Kia Motors. Pardon, that is your side industries. So with the future perspective, I think this can be a good call for the future investment, but you have to do the diligence before making any call. Going with the third, the major news: should we invest FMCG, or is FMCG is a good growth call or the investment call for this year or this financial year? So, if you look from the news that has been highlighted here, the growth rate of the Hindustan Unilever, Colgate, Marico, and Ubil has been in a decline for few sessions because of the low demand in the rural and the semi-rural areas, and this may continue for the upcoming quarters as well. So, from this perspective, we can think that we need to hold any further investment in FMCG, but it's all based on the statistics that we have seen here. For any investment call, you have to do your due diligence. From my perspective, I think FMCG is always a competitive market where, because of the low barrier, it become quite easy to get into the market, and it creates somewhere a high competition where the margins shrink exponentially or substantially. This make the profit earning companies to be on edge at every time. So FMCG for a long term with a average investment return makes sense to the people with a large or big portfolios, but in terms of wealth creation for the small and the retail investor, I think you should allocate very small chunk of your portfolio into FMCG. But this is my personal opinion, nothing any recommendation, any call or anything. Please do your due diligence before making any investment call, because this is something your hard earned money. Going with the next news, Bandhan Bank. So I ensure to keep the best news at the end. So Bandhan Bank, if you look at its uh, chart pattern or something, I think this is near to its the lowest price or CMP, that is your current market price. And Bandhan Bank has shown a good result in the, not too good, but average result in terms of, in comparison with the other banks. But Bandhan Bank has shown the good perspective in a long term. But should it make a good investment call or not is something we need to see, because the news is like the Bandhan Bank uh, 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 president or CEO, MD and CEO Chandrasekhar Ghosh has stepped down from his uh, position, and right now the management is under the discussion to either get a new person from outside into the management, or to just promote another senior most person in the organization to the position of MD and CEO. But somewhere this shows a negative impact in the market. Plus, it create a very situation where people have a bit of skepticism regarding the personal growth of Bandhan Bank in the long term, especially when MD and CEO, who is well renowned for the company's growth, has suddenly resigned or put down their paper on a very sudden note. Plus, the Goldman Sachs has also lowered the Bandhan Bank rating to a neutral, awaiting the growth outlook. Especially as I mentioned, the Bandhan Bank has shown a small, not significant amount of growth in the last few quarters, making it a less attractive and lucrative deal for the people, especially after the step down news of their MD and CEO, Mr. Ghosh, has made this news further signified that we have to hold our investment on this. So Bandhan Bank for now has been pushed down from growth outlook to neutral, from the buying to neutral by Goldman Sachs. Plus the step down decision from their MD and CEO, Mr. Ghosh, has make it more negative impact in the market. So if you're already invested or going to invest, I think you need to do a bit more research on this news or the impact on the on this stock or share before making any call on this. So with this, we can wrap our today's latest news session. But before I call this video off, I would like to again thank you for being in the video and request to subscribe our channel. Thank you, and let's meet again in the next coming video.